Hey friends, today I'm going to share with you 5 things I would do differently if I hiked the PCT again. Number 1, I'd have my gear zoned in a little better. I spent a lot of money replacing gear that I didn't need or didn't want or didn't like, and it cost a lot to be honest. But I was able to sell a lot of it or return some of it if I didn't use it too much or at all, and that helped. But I would definitely have my gear zone way in. I started with an Osprey pack that was like, I had 60 pounds in it, and I had journals and coloring pencils and books, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna have all this time to hang out at camp and color and draw and read and really get to know myself a little better. But that didn't happen. The reality of it all is your first 10 days or so, you are hiking 10 to 15 miles and you're exhausted. So you're waking up with the sun and you're falling asleep pretty much as soon as you get to camp because you're so tired. I don't think I even ate dinner on my first few nights because I was so tired I just wanted to go to sleep. But then after that, you start progressing, you get into 20s, and then you get into 30 miles a day. And then if you really push yourself, you can get into more. But point being, there's no time for reading and journaling and all of this unless you really make the time, and that's kind of difficult if you're trying to get the full through hike in the season. Number 2, because I didn't have my gear zoned in, and in hindsight I would have really preferred just to have spoken to someone that had already hiked it. I am open to talking to others since I've hiked it, but really I would speak with someone that already had the experience, already knew the gear, already knew the lightest gear, but hey, this one breaks too easily and it's worth a little bit more weight to have better quality or to have a better sleep system or be a little more comfortable, whatever it may be. But I would have really rathered have spoken to someone because I spent a lot of time researching. Which is number 3. I wish I had not spent so much time researching. If I had just gone onto trail and started doing it all, I would have known what I needed from the get-go, hopefully. But talking to someone really is the best way because they have all the systems already figured out. Like the water system, I get 2 platypuses, I connect them with a filter in the middle and I can hold it while I'm walking, or you know, hang it on a tree while I'm hanging out, and I don't have to sit there and filter and push and push and push on the filter. Instead, I get to hang out or continue walking, because filtering water is probably one of the most time-consuming things on trail. Number 3, I already said, I would spend a lot less time researching. I probably researched for roughly 6 months before getting onto trail, and that time was necessary because I was working to make some money so that I could get onto trail for 6 months and not have to worry about income or finances. But I find it kind of a waste of time because you go on trail, the trail is there, you don't need to know your stops because thousands of other people are going to tell you. Seriously. That's how it went for me on my first trail. It was, everyone's like, oh yeah, we're all getting off at Big Bear, oh we're all getting off at Mammoth, or whatever it be. I really didn't have to know. Honestly, when I got onto trail, I was like, I'm not going to care, I'm just going to go with the flow. It's pretty obvious where the stops are and where they're not. All you need to focus on is where you're going to sleep, where you're going to eat lunch, and where you're going to get your water for the day. And typically getting your water and eating your food are at the same spot because it's all time consuming. Number 4, I would change my diet completely on trail. I ate absolute crap. I ate better than most, I would say, but still pretty bad. I would have ramen, I would have like, not too many Pop-Tarts, but the occasional Pop-Tarts, or like sugary bars and whatever it may be. But it was crap, and you need to fuel your body properly. You need to give it proper protein and all the nutrients that you're breaking down and using every single day. You need to replace those. So in hindsight, I wish I would have actually spent time dehydrating half of all the meals I was already cooking at home and then sent them out, because I was already having resupply boxes. Some things I did do that I really loved was I brought butter out there with me, and everyone's like, oh, but it's gonna melt and get all over your bag. But here's the trick. You get a Ziploc, you put it in the Ziploc, you put it inside your puffy or inside of your sleeping bag. As soon as you wake up, you put it in there, and overnight it freezes. And as long as you put it back in the puffy, by the end of the day, it's room temperature, it's in a Ziploc, and it really doesn't get anywhere. It's really convenient, and that's a really good source of food. I would carry jerky with me. I would carry, I planted a garden right before I left, so my parents would send me zucchinis and onions and a lot of fresh produce, and I was probably one of the only ones out there spending an hour at lunch cutting up my zucchini and my onions and putting in butter and frying it all up, then putting in some noodles and having like a really nutritious meal. But I didn't do that until my second year, and I wish I had done that more in my first year because my body just fell apart on me because I wasn't replacing the nutrients properly. Number 5, I would have taken so many more trail zeros. If you don't know what a trail zero is, it pretty much means you're not hiking any miles that day. 0 miles. The concept is really nice about this, but the thing is, it's not as easy when you're trying to get the whole through hike in, because it's a lot more convenient and time efficient to take your zero in town, get your stuff charged, resupply your food, you know, take a shower, do all this self-care that needs to be done in town, and resupplying pretty much. And that's pretty difficult to do unless you make time for it and you make that a priority when you're hiking. You know, hey, I'm gonna take time off here. I'm gonna sit and enjoy the view for the entire day. I'm gonna sit here with the lake. I'm gonna go swimming. I'm gonna bring my journal because I'm gonna write and I'm gonna color and whatever it is. But you need to make time for that, and you need to make sure it's a priority, because I think I took maybe 1 or 2 trail zeros my first year, and I mean, I thought I was gonna be out there enjoying nature a lot more than I did. Not that I didn't enjoy nature, but I thought I'd have a lot more chill time. And the reality is I had a lot more hiking time than chill time, and that was these are just things I do different. I don't regret anything that I did because it's brought me to where I am. It's made me more aware of health and nutrition and the earth, and it's a beautiful thing to go through these lessons and to learn from them. And I hope that with me sharing today that you've learned a little bit, and feel free to reach out and post or comment and ask any other questions you may have so I can make another video. My next video is going to be my last day on trail, and spoiler, it was a 24-hour challenge, meaning how far can you hike in one day. I hope to see you on the next video, friends, and please hit the subscribe button. Have a good one.